Hey, Mike Pachelli here, coming to you from my studio in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, that's where I am. For this lesson, I want to talk to you about how to spice up your solos using triplets. I was talking to my friend Vinny Smith, who is the creator of V-Picks and also made the Pachelli V-Pick, which I'm holding right here, and I guess we'll insert so you can see better. Love this thing, 4 millimeters, available at vpick.com. Check it out. Changed my playing. Hopefully it'll help yours. But Vinny's a great guitar player, and he goes to a lot of jam sessions, and he plays with a lot of great guitarists. And he pointed out that usually when you see guitar players playing, especially at jams, they're always trying to show off their licks, which is cool. But for the most part, most people try to rely on subdivisions of 4. Of course, usually half notes or whole notes or quarter notes or eighth notes or 16th notes. And that's pretty much, their trick bag. When somebody really wants to make a point or grab the audience's attention, they go for 16th notes. And of course, you know what 16th notes are. You take a 1 E-enda, 2 E-enda, 3 E-enda, right? 1 E-enda, 2 E-enda, 3 E-enda, 4 E-enda. Those are 16th notes. So it's a good way to show that you have chops by playing 16th notes, but it could really be monotonous and kind of it's such a natural subdivision of four time, which most jam and songs, rock songs are based on, that it almost becomes passé after a while. And no matter how fluid you are, how creative you are with your 16th notes, I mean, you could be chromatic, whatever, they can be passé after a while. But triplets interjecting into a solo really give it something else. And well, when Vinny jams and he uses triplets, everybody takes up and takes notice. They look up and take notice because, hey, what's that about? So I want to talk about that with you a little bit. In case you don't know, triplets are just a subdivision of a beat. Eighth note triplets are, instead of having like an eighth note, which would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, eighth note triplets are 1 tut tut, 2 tut tut, 3 tut tut, 4 tut tut. And 16th note triplets would be double that. It's like okay, those are 16th note triplets. But for the most part, we'll stay probably with eighth note triplets for this lesson and example. So now, the easiest way to really get triplets, I think, underneath your fingers is to take like, for instance, like an A minor scale that we all know, and try to play it with 3 notes per string. So I'll put a box up showing it that scale would be, I'm starting on G actually because I want 3 notes per string in this particular fingering I have, which would be. That's an A minor scale that we all use for rock and blues soloing. But if you count and play 3 of those notes per beat, you're playing triplets. So you count 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You got that? Do that with me. I'll do it very slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, play. So basically you're going 1 tut tut, 2 tut tut, 3 tut tut, 4. Now why that works really good and it'll grab attention is because normally if you have a beat 2, 3, 4, you're going to play lines. all subdivisions of 4. I should say even subdivisions of 4. But when you put a triplet, see how it gives it a little lift, a little swing, a little something extra, you know? Even if you do 16th notes, it sounds less impressive, you know, if you go... the triplet seems like, well, that's even more just moving than the actual 16th notes, okay? So if we take like, let's take the A pentatonic, and you all know that, it goes... Right? Now if we play that in triplets, we play... Now I was putting a pause in there, but smoothly it would be... Right? Do that with me. 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, go. I think I messed that up. Let's do it again. 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, go. There you go. Did it right that time. So that's a triplet thing. Same thing when you're doing chords. It just doesn't have to be with your scales. You know, if it's a rock rhythm and we want to play like, right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, maybe minorish. It could be. And you can also do that in chords, solo type kind of things, like, you know. So I'm just thinking, you know, basically A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, D, C, B minor, A, but 1, 2, 3, go. Right, you know, 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta ta, or 1 ta ta. Maybe play the third ta, like kind of gives it a swing instead of going ba ba ba. And that would all work over somebody else going, right? Playing straight. And you're going. Okay, now again, the easy, another easy exercise is just to take that A minor scale that I showed you initially and just move it as far around the neck as you possibly can to really feel the triplets, you know? So it's like 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, go. Maybe backwards. However you feel the triplets. You can play like kind of rock and roll Chuck Berry licks too with triplets. You know, the typical, you know, that lick. All right, Chuck Berry, like, you know, 3, 4. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Now I kind of resolved it to something that's an eighth note, direct subdivision, of chord notes and eighth notes. It's just like interjected. Don't think you have to continually play the triplets, because that could get boring too. But interjected would be nice. So, see, 3, 4. I started on the upbeat that time, the triplet. Little lick I played earlier, I should have showed you, which is really nice. A simple, like a major triplet line, like just a triad. You go root, third, fifth, A, C sharp, and then move it to tritone. A, C sharp, E, and started on D sharp, G, A sharp. See that? Back to A, C sharp, E. Maybe, yeah. Little lines like that, whatever you can come up with. Stick them in. So you're in A again. 3, 4. And that little triplet line seems to, garnish, is that the word? More attention than everything else, because it's a little unusual. So if you interject that in your solos, I think, it's a crowd pleaser kind of trick. And I thank Vinnie Smith for pointing it out. All right, so if you'd like to drop me a line, please do so right here at MikePachelli.com. It's always cool to hear from you, and I'll answer every email. So until next lesson, or just, browse around the site and find some more of my lessons, please. I'm Mike Pachelli, and thanks for hanging out with me.